I wanted to make a video about the stupidity of storage units, and I mean the whole mentality of mainstream American culture. Not everybody, but mainstream American culture, and the consumerism and the shopping addiction that a lot of American people, a lot of people in the U.S. have. I mean, I think about how much it is. I mean, storage is necessary many times in your life, but but if you think about it, only for short term, because it doesn't make any sense. For instance, to keep things in long-term storage, because the cost of storing them eats up what they cost. For instance, I have a friend. He's a shopaholic and a hoarder, and he has so many things in his life. And he's not unique. Many people in this country do that. He has things in his house that he has never opened. Brand new tools. He goes shopping for tools for all kinds of stuff at pawn shops and things that he thinks he's going to use, but he never ever uses. He's got an engine on a stand that he's had it for like 8 years. Now, I understand about projects if you have them in your house, but he's talking to me about going in and because we've been talking about it, putting that V8 engine in an S10. I said, sure, I'll do it for you. And but now he's selling the house, so he has no place to do the work. So now he's saying, I'm gonna put everything in storage. And I'm talking about many thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars worth of tools and equipment that he has never used and will never use. And in order to store all this stuff, he would need a large unit, so maybe $150, $200 a month, but let's say 150. So at 150, he's going to keep it another 5 years. So you do the math, that's like $75 or $8,000 or whatever, they're gazillions of dollars. Worth of tools, worth of storage fees. They're just going into the air. You're just throwing money away. So if you're storing something, for instance, furniture that furniture, what people do with furniture here is they just throw it away. Basically, they buy furniture, and whenever they want another piece, another set of furniture, they'll go buy it, and they'll throw out a perfectly good living room set, and they'll dump it for $100 or something like that. Something they paid $5,000 for. That's still in perfectly good condition, but because they want a new one, that whatever, they're shopaholics, and they need to. There's the culture of buying stuff, using it a little bit, and dumping it. Buy and throw away. Or so some people say, well, I don't want to throw away things. I want to store it because I'm going to use it some other time. Well, 2 years later, at $150, you do the math, a month. So it's $1,500 in 10 months. It's $1,800. It's $3,600 if you store it for 2 years. $3,600 to store things, and you could have put that $3,600 in your pocket. You could have put it in investments. You could have saved it, just straight up save it, put it in the bank and save it, and not waste it. Dump the thing. Even if you gave away your furniture, it still saves you money, because you're not going to sell it. Let's just be honest. People don't buy, they don't pay much for used furniture, and rightfully so, because people do all kinds of stuff to furniture. There's kids poop on it, pee on it, there's food, there's roaches, people have sex on them, there's bodily fluids on that stuff. I don't want to use furniture unless I clean it really good. So That's people don't pay much for furniture. So once you use it, it's pretty much worthless. Especially couches, because couches, people live on couches. So there's mites, dandruffs, bugs, there's lice, all kinds of stuff in it. So people don't want that. So people say, well, let me save it because someday until I get the money that I'm trying to get for it. That's stupid, because first of all, you're not going to get the money that you're trying to get for it. And number two, you're just pissing money away. So in my friend's case, that he's got, he's selling the house, and he's going to, I told him, it's like, you don't understand. They're going to charge you if you don't sell this stuff. Even cheap, you're not going to get. They're going to charge you a large amount of money to get rid of this. Well, this junk hauling companies charge thousands of dollars to clean up your stuff. Even if they come out and they give you an estimate, and you decide, last minute, you're not gonna get rid of it. They're still going to charge you because, that's not their problem that you decided to keep shit. And next thing you know, you can't sell your property because the people say, well, that's going to cost me to get rid of all that junk. So you're going to have to pay for it anyways. So, if you store it, you're still going to continue to pay for junk that you're never going to use. Just get rid of it cheap, so that you don't have to pay to store it, or to pay somebody to throw it away or get rid of it or donate it. People say, I'll donate it to the church or to Goodwill. Don't donate it to the church, because a lot of the churches, what they're doing is they're not helping the homeless or none of that shit. Most of the ones I know, they just help the pastor buy a new house. That's what they're doing with the money. So that their pastors live rich. If you donate it to the Catholic Church, they're busy trying to pay the lawyers and the lawsuits from raping all the kids that they raped. So the best thing to do is just sell it cheap, get rid of it cheap, and you put that money in your pocket. Even if you put $1,000 in your pocket, that's money that's in your pocket. You don't have to pay out for years and years and storing stuff that you're never going to do anything with it. Plus the cost of transportation. If you are into saving the environment and stuff like that, you're better off recycling. So unless it's absolutely necessary to store something short term, don't use storage. Don't store stuff. Think about how much money, how many storage units are in the United States. It's a gigantic business, and it's because of the attitude that population has of buying stuff that's unnecessary and throwing it away. And it's a cycle that never ends. Buying and throwing away, buying and throwing it. Oh, look at the new TV. You don't need a new TV. You don't. Just use the one you have. So be conscious. Save your money.